What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode on my channel, the KayKaySlays Online Show. Today, we're going to be doing something new on this channel, but something I hope that recurs. So today, we're going to be starting a new series on this channel. It's called Rip Up and Dip Up. And another video, I'll explain to you guys where I got the name from. But for today, all you need to know is that this series is going to be a conversational one where I invite multiple people. We're going to throw a topic out there, and then we're just going to have a conversation about it. So today we're going to be talking about pre-dating, and we're going to be asking the fellas that are on, if they get butterflies, and we're going to just have a conversation about dating. Of course, if you want to add your 2 cents to whatever you hear today on this platform, feel free to leave it in the comment section below, and we'll keep the conversation going there. Of course, please remember to like, share, and subscribe for more content from this channel. So without further ado, I will invite my guests, and these guys are my friends and my family. So I'm going to invite them all, but they're going to introduce themselves for you. So you're just going to see them start popping up right about now. So hello, guys. Say hi to the people.
Hey, how you doing?
All right, so we can start from Sammy since he's on my right, Shanae style. Can you please introduce yourself?
What's up, guys? My name's Samuel, and if you want to follow me on IG, it's Sam Got Base.
There we go. Sarah, you're next.
Hi, everyone. I'm Sarah. You can follow me on Instagram at sarahlee.1053.
Hi, everybody. I'm Shanae. You can follow me on Instagram at s4hs._.nae.
Oh, Lord. Sam.
S4H.
It is, yeah. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Hey, good evening, guys. My name is Stefan. I guess everyone's doing their Instagram handles. My Instagram is YoSteph6. I usually don't do anything on there, but you can give me a follow.
And Sam, you'll close it out with the introduction.
Hi, my name's Sai. You can call me Sai. It's too hard. I stream, so you can follow me if you want on Twitch at DayExpert. And that's about it.
That's it. So great. Thank you guys for coming on. Of course, I didn't shout out my IG handle at the beginning, but if you want to follow me personally, it's RafeKezia, RAFEKEZIA on Instagram, or you can follow this channel's page on Instagram, the KayKaySlays Online Show. We have a page both on Facebook and Instagram, and keep you up to date on everything that's happening on this platform. So that's it for me. So like I said, and as you can read from the title, we're talking about pre-dating. And then the guys, I hope you're prepared to answer, if you get butterflies, or what kind of feelings do you get that goes into pre-dating. So for those of you that might be wondering what pre-dating is, to me, it's just somebody who is in a position that they're ready to date, or they're ready to explore the options and see, the many fish that there is in the sea. So the reason I think, people can prepare their mindset for pre-dating is because, I have some people, you guys can tell me if you know people who, are our age, but they're not necessarily ready to date, or they're not looking for somebody. So to me, when you get in the mental head that you're starting to look for somebody to date, you go through, there's certain things that people do to prepare themselves. Okay, I gotta ask this dude or this girl my favorite color, that kind of thing. You have to prepare your mind. So can I ask, or I'm sure if you don't want to reveal too much of your personal business, that's fine, but have we all here gone through a mental, pre-dating situation?
Same.
Me? Have I gone through a mental?
Yeah, or you contemplated this is what I wanted. I want to start dating.
I kind of just go with the flow, and then if I guess I'm just feeling the vibe of how it's going, it just kind of sort of comes to you. It's just you just want to be with that person, I guess.
Okay. Anybody else?
I guess I'll go here. I mean, it depends on the person. I think it depends on the type of person. Different guys operate different ways. You can have the type of guys who are, personality-wise, they're very abrupt, forward. They don't have any kind of shame. So they'll be very forward and, just say whatever that comes to their mind. There's some guys who are very introspective. They'll, want to figure out how would this affect their situation, if this is the quote unquote the play to go with. And then there's some people who are just oblivious of everything.
Mm,
So, I
understood.
yeah, I think it just depends on the personality.
Okay, so I want to ask the girls, like, what goes through your head when you see a guy that you think is attractive? What goes through and you think, okay, this is somebody I could date?
Well, for me,
Well, for
I'm a
me, oh,
passive
sorry.
Mm-mm.
person. Oh, you wanna
You got
go?
it.
Alright. So for me, I'm like passive. So like I'll do like subtle things, like try and like talk to them. But
Mhm.
for the most part, I'm kind of like a standoffish person. But like once like you start talking, I can like open up kind of more. So I'd say
Understood.
that's how it works.
Mm-hmm. Sorry?
Let's go there. So for me, I always pray. So if there's a guy that I find attractive and I want to be with him, I'm going to pray about it before I actually make a move. But then again, I'm also shy. So even after praying, I'm still hoping that they would
He
make a
made
move
the move.
first. Yeah.
Understood. Maybe you have anything to add to the conversation?
I feel like I have to vibe, and I'm gonna feel for myself before I take it to Jesus. Like I gotta know that you're feeling me, and I'm feeling you before I'm like,
So
oh
you ain't
Jesus.
praying for nobody if you don't feel it.
No, I'm not praying for you. No, no, no. Why am I praying for you if nothing is gonna happen? But if I see
Fair
somebody
point.
that
Yeah,
I'm
I
interested in,
feel
I try to let them notice me in subtle ways because I feel like I should be approached. So that's
Amen.
my
Maybe
take.
they're just not ready for
okay.
you yet.
So that's an important point that you feel like you should be approached. So how do we feel? General consensus. How do we feel about shooting our shot then? Would you shoot your shot?
I'm shy.
Mm.
I'm not shooting no shots. So if
You know,
they're not coming, then
Right.
so it's not happening.
My
I'll,
big thing is rejection. Like if I shoot my
Exactly.
shot and I'm rejected, like I don't even know what
I
I'm
My
mean,
thing
doing.
well,
is,
you
so
know,
my thing is, some people know you're trying to shoot your shot at them, and they're not taking you on. So I'm not shooting my shot at nobody.
you miss
You might
100%
piss
of the
off.
time. You
so
should
That's
never
all
so
I
take a
got
then
to
shot.
say.
how do
That's
you
all I
think
have to
guys
say.
feel though? How
But
because
okay,
okay, so for the guys, but shoot, like the girls have said right off the bat that they wouldn't shoot their shot. So for you guys, do you feel pressure then that if you like a young lady but you're more
My shots
introverted?
always go in. That's that. I don't miss.
all
Kobe,
right,
There's no missing.
all right. I mean,
Kobe. Okay, look at you. Yes, Steph, you have anything to add?
yeah. I mean, it depends. It depends. Like everyone, like you said, everyone has a different approach. Some guys have a subtle
Hmm.
approach. Some guys over
Yeah,
there up top have the
All right.
they like to dunk it in. So
yeah. You know, man, I met nothing but
you never miss.
But
net.
nah, I will say it does feel
uh,
nice to be approached though sometimes.
Yeah,
okay,
Sometimes
it
it does
does.
feel nice, if a girl is interested in you, that she
Hey,
goes take the initiative to go and actually talk to you instead of,
okay. Do you think you'd be more interested if a girl, let's say she didn't necessarily have all the qualities that you are looking for, in a person you might be interested in, but she shot her shot at you? Would you give it a chance because she did that? Do you like boldness? Is that your thing?
yeah,
If that's too personal, we could not
yeah.
discuss.
so if the
Uh,
girl has none of the qualities but she shot her shot,
Yeah.
she got to get let down very softly.
oh
that
man.
Okay, but
Well, so
that's
I
the
get
thing,
that
and
though.
that's why.
I
Hold
agree
on,
with
I,
you
that's why
though.
girls are afraid to shoot their shot, and that's why I'm not
Right.
doing it.
but see,
Because
my thing is,
if I
how do you
taken
expect?
everything in me to come and
to,
shoot my shot at you, like I remember instance, I was texting this dude 2 a.m. about his program at school. I don't care about your program, but if I'm texting you 2 a.m. about your program, it's something else. Like get it together. So
All
I'm
right,
just
but
okay.
like,
see, my
Nah,
thing
see
is,
that
but
that's
I,
you
some
I
dudes though. They're oblivious. But go
but
ahead.
see, I want to
they
point
be
out though,
knowing.
girls in typical society are the ones who get approached,
that's
and
what I'm
Hmm.
saying.
guys
True.
just have to live
Always.
with this rejection.
Okay.
Rejection is like a normal part of life. It happens so often that you become numb to it. You
Okay. So
just
you think that society basically rears are meant to, like, I guess,
yes,
to like learn
Yeah.
rejection in a way, because in our society,
yes.
well, the men are the ones that are supposed to approach, because now we see these days a lot of women are taking the approach to even propose to men, something I would never do. But
Never
so
happened.
that one,
I'm a
but
proponent for equality.
yeah,
Never
so
happened.
no, I'm not
Hey
okay.
man,
But
That's your
it's
choice
we
to
do
be equal if you want, but it's not mine. Sorry.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. That's not. I tell people that's not my portion to focus on. Won't happen. Not in this life, nor the next. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
That's just.
Guys.
So let's talk about one of the main questions for today, and this is the butterflies question because we would hear girls from time to time say, "Oh, my stomach turned over. I have butterflies in my stomach." I have definitely had that feeling for people before. But guys, in this society, they're taught to be, macho and don't necessarily show feelings and all these kind of things. So do you get or have you ever gotten butterflies for somebody you're attracted to?
Yes, I
Yeah.
I would go out on the limb and say every guy who says they don't
Uh-huh.
is lying.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say no matter how much they want to say that they don't,
Okay.
if you really like somebody,
You will get butterflies.
you'll get butterflies.
Okay. So let's pause it there and let's ask the other guy on the line. Do you think that guys get butterflies?
I would say yes, but I'm not. I honestly don't know. Like,
You don't know. Okay. So
I,
do you think it could be a case where you don't necessarily get like butterflies, but you have like a feeling in your gut where you're like,
like
this person has a different vibe from what I'm accustomed to, somebody I can see being with for the long run.
if I'm talking to the person, it's vibing. I guess maybe. I guess me smiling and cheesing. I guess is me feeling the person. I don't know if it's butterflies. I don't.
You don't know if it's butterflies, but you definitely do have some sort of
Right. I
feeling
have some sort of feeling or like something towards that person.
towards that person. So then, okay, so I ask again, just so that we like talk a little more about predating. I ask the guys again, what like goes through your head when you see a person like, yeah, this is the person. What goes through your head? Do you prepare yourself, or do you like, I like this person. I can just be with this person or as we would say, like, I can just deal with this person and see how it goes. What goes through your head in that phase of seeing somebody that you're attracted
go ahead.
to? Take your
It's so
time.
Um, if I see somebody, like initially, what goes through my head, like
Yeah. And girls, I'm gonna ask you the same thing. So prepare yourself.
I,
All right, we'll skip the guys. Let's go to the girls, and then
I'm gonna come
we
back
can
to
come
this
back.
one. I gotta
Yeah.
think.
Okay, girls.
Ryan, do you want to go
What?
first?
Yeah, anybody could go first.
So what do you mean in terms of like qualities where like you're looking for it just by like staring at them?
Whatever it is you look, because people look. So
Okay.
whatever, if you think that you have found the qualities that you want in a person,
Oh,
what
so
goes through
okay.
your head
But
before
you,
you decide to date, or before you actually date this person? So that predating
So
phase.
they gotta make me
Um,
laugh. If they can't make me laugh,
gotta
it's a
make
dub.
okay.
okay, if
Um,
that's the case, then yeah.
yeah,
I would.
They
that
gotta make you laugh. Does that mean?
Nah, I gotta be able to have a conversation with you. Like I
Gotta be able
can't.
to have a conversation.
I can't. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't like staleness. It'd be
Mm-hmm.
so. It'd be like all right. Like can we?
No, I
Yeah.
You
definitely get
know.
that because
That.
for like, because I like to talk. I love to speak. I always have something to talk. So I can't see myself being with somebody that doesn't, talk back because then I would just be talking to
me too.
myself. So I guess the consensus, you can tell me if I'm wrong, is that in our pre-dating phase, we like vibe with the person or we click with the person, and that helps
Mm.
us to decide whether we actually want to date, and be in a full-fledged relationship with this person. Yes.
Agreed.
Yeah.
What was the question?
Yeah.
I thought you wanted to know
I thought you was
how
doing
we
Yeah,
qualities
I
at
want
the
to know that, but you could, yes, so you could give your point to that as
like
well.
what
How
goes
about
through my head if I see somebody I'm attracted to.
yes?
Um, I feel like when I was younger, I used to get all the stomach turns and all shots. Look, he coming on, he step, and but it's really not that anymore. Like now, it's just like the butterflies come if I'm having a conversation with him and oh we say something cute or whatever. But if I see you, I don't know necessarily that I'm going to get butterflies, but it's a feeling. I get this feeling that I'm really happy to see that person and that's the only person I want to focus on in that time.
Okay. So then, we have in our modern society, you have people who are comfortable. Well, they define dating differently. So some people define dating as two people in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Some people define dating as it's dating. I'm not committed to anybody. So I can talk to three, 4, or 5 people. It shouldn't really affect the other people because I have not committed myself to that person. So then what do you get? Is that something okay, so what is your definition then of
Definition.
dating? And then the other person that you're dating, would you be comfortable with them talking to multiple people
The other
while
person
being
that's
alone?
dating?
Then you're not dating.
Yeah, so if
What is
so that's
that?
what I'm saying,
You're
what's because
single
the
then.
definition of dating has changed over the years.
I
When
feel
our
like
I feel
parents
like
were
it
dating,
It
it
stayed
was
the
definitely
same,
has.
but people just wanted to branch off and go make new definitions.
right.
okay,
People want an
okay,
excuse
that's
to
valid.
be
Yeah.
polygamous. For me, I feel like that's not true. That's not true. Why you look at me like that?
And
What?
I just actually
What's
feel
that?
like dating is different from a relationship.
But my
Yeah,
thing is,
I have
people
that
say
opinion
that.
as
But
well.
my thing is, when you're in a relationship, you say me and this dude is dating. So what? Then
Yeah,
where's the
There are
I
some
difference?
guess
people who are okay
dating is
with.
like maybe the starting point where like you're just like talking or whatever, and maybe
yeah,
relationship where it's like I'll officially say like, we're together. I guess.
yeah. So like for me, I I'm not opposed to if somebody is talking to multiple people. But so what the words I use, I was okay, if you're dating, then you're in that phase where you're talking to multiple people. If you commit yourself to somebody, then I would say I'm in a committed relationship. I won't say
Yeah.
I'm dating. I say
That's
I'm in a
all
committed. I do. I'd say I'm in a
we
committed
dating.
relationship.
I don't
So that
know.
the
We are
people who
dating.
like no, I'm serious. That's why I said. So if somebody tries to shoot their shot or whatever the case may be, they understand that I'm not just out here willy nilly. Like I have committed myself to somebody.
But whether you committed or not, if you don't want that person to shoot their shot at you, then they can't. So whether you dating or you in a committed relationship or you single, if somebody shoots their shot at you and you're not feeling it, then you could just say no, thank you. It don't matter.
Yeah, you can, but we have seen when you say things like "I have a boyfriend," some people
Keep
are
pushing
like,
that
"What does
pressure.
that have
I
to do?
don't care.
What does
Okay,
that
if
have to
Right?
do
you
then?"
just block and delete. That's all you gotta do.
Oh, block and delete.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So everybody here on this platform, but of course, I would love to hear what people in the comments have to say. So make sure you comment. But yeah, back to you guys. You dating is well for some people. Dating is you
Let me
think
ask you a
dating.
question, Kasia.
Yeah, ask your question.
Would you have a problem dating somebody on one day and then you see them going on a date with somebody next day? Do you have a problem with that? And they pissing
I
up on this person.
With her
oh,
definition though,
that's
what is
a
happening?
lot.
Do
But
you?
I would
Because
have
I
a problem
heard,
with
I heard that's a new definition of dating. So I
yeah,
heard,
She said it
I
though.
I heard that's a new
I think
definition.
I look at dating as the way the modern definition with the viewpoint from the modern
And you're
definition
fine
where
with that.
yeah, you could date multiple people.
Could
But
not
then
be
if you're
me.
like, okay, I am vibing with this person more. Like let's say I'm talking to 2, 3 guys, and then I'm like,
Keep her
okay,
options open.
I seem to like care about this one more. I care if he breathes, if he if these other two, I don't really, they're not really doing it for me. Then so if I'm finding myself leaning more towards
So
one person,
I'd
then
like to
I
have a
just
question when you're done.
okay, no problem. Then I would talk to that person. I'm honest with the person. Let the person know, hey, you and I are talking, but there are also others that I'm talking to. No committed relationship. And me personally, I would not be kissing nobody that I'm not in a committed relationship. So if I see the guy kissing a girl the next day, that's on him and her because he didn't get to kiss. That's just how
So, so, so for instance,
that's
so
just
for
Oh,
how
instance,
I
shucks.
you text, you
Oh,
texting,
shucks.
you texting the guy all day and all stuff, right? And now
yeah.
he has a date every single day of the week, and you're basically in a rotation. So every Monday is your turn to go on a date with him. There's nothing wrong with that.
To me, no, because we're not in a committed relationship. But then the decision becomes on me, like, okay, if he's not being serious with me. Because for me personally, I don't be in a relationship just to say, hey, I have a boyfriend. If you're dating, for me, if you're in a committed relationship with somebody, like you should have bigger goals. Yeah, I know not everybody wants to get married these days, but I want to get married. So if I'm committing myself to somebody, it's to get married, start a life with this person, you know, have businesses, have children, and all those things together. That's how I look at it. But if we are dating and then I realize you have me in a rotation, like you're not trying to get serious with me, then I would just have to ease you off. And that don't necessarily mean if you date and then you have somebody every day, why I can't do the same thing. So me and you could both have people on a rotation.
All right, so but my question with that same thing you said though, but isn't that
Then
technically what
what's
you're
the
doing
point?
through when you're talking like three people? Because I feel like in a sense you're kind of leading three people on, and then it's kind of like, well, this one's the winner, and the other two kind of just are there.
Well,
Like,
to
dang.
me, I get your point, but to me, I don't see this leading people on just because, well, at least on my end, if I am in that situation, then I'm honest with the other person. Like, I am talking to multiple people, so they know
Oh,
that
so you
I
let
am
them
not.
know.
I let them know, and then it could be the decision. Well,
Okay.
hey, I'm not cool with that. I'm not done with that. I'm sure not everyone does that, but for me, I'd be like, yo, I'm talking to somebody else. And then you'll be honest with me if you talk to somebody else. And if we're vibing more, then we're like, at a certain point, okay, I'm going to stop talking to these other people because I'm feeling you more and I want to see this. And my hope is that the person I'm feeling more would have that same response where he's like, yeah, I'm going to drop the other people that I'm talking to. And you and then we see where that goes. But for me personally, I don't want to be led on. So I'm not going to lead anybody on. So for me, I would let the other, if I'm talking to three people, I would just let no, hey, you are not the only person I am talking to. If you really want to be with me, then y'all fight it out. Best man wins.
Fight it out.
I don't mean like a physical fight, but some people say like if you tell somebody like they can't have something, then they work twice as hard to get it. You know, psychology.
So my only thing is, I mean, I have nothing against I guess that approach,
Multiple.
but yeah, but so the thing is, as I see it, I think of it more of like an approach. You know, there's the multiple people approach. You can have multiple people, and you can kind of, I don't want to shop around and see who you completely vibe with. Right now, doing it that way, you get a better feel for multiple people, and you waste, quote unquote, waste less time. Right. But and then the other approach is you go one person at a time, and versus that way you could quote unquote call it like you could spend more quality time with them. But if they're not the one, you have wasted maybe a month, 2 months, 2 months with them, versus you could have had five other people in the time you could have found the one. But I would say it just depends on how you, because both have pros, but also both have cons. Now you spend with five different people. The negative of that is that one of them could really be liking you. They could really like you, and you're not they're the worst one for you. You're not feeling it at all. And it puts it in a negative, a situation that's very uncomfortable for you. And some people don't feel that. You don't feel uncomfortable explaining that, having that conversation.
Okay.
But there are some people who feel very uncomfortable having to let someone down, right? Just as you guys feel uncomfortable, putting yourself out there for a guy.
Oh, you're talking about
just like
leading,
some
like
girls
they don't.
feel.
Yeah, I know that. I know that when they don't want to like let
Right,
somebody
just as you
down, so they
feel
just keep it
uncomfortable,
persisting
like,
on.
you keep it persisting on because it's a very uncomfortable conversation. Just as it's uncomfortable to put yourself out there for the person, it's also uncomfortable, to finally tell them like, hey, well, this is not working out. But I have four, and then they see you the next day with like three other people or whatever the case. That
Bro,
that
that would get me
can
so
get
tight.
very toxic very quick for
I
that person.
understand what
And
you're saying, but I
yeah,
feel
it can leave that person scarred too, right? But versus, so me
yeah,
personally, I like a
if I
one
tell
person
you up
approach.
front, like I'm talking to multiple people, like you should have it at the back of your head until we have a sit down conversation where I'm like, okay, I don't want to talk to multiple people anymore. I only want to talk to you. Isn't
Let me
that
ask you,
good?
but then it's like, when do you approach that conversation? How early do you approach that conversation? Or at the
I
beginning when
don't
you're
know.
supposed to be like having fun,
I know.
vibing,
I
you get
honestly,
serious,
yeah.
From from my
I
personal
honestly can't say. Go ahead.
from my
Sorry.
personal experience, I have never met anybody that told me they were talking to multiple people. I don't know how that goes around. I don't know how, but
it's rough.
I've never met
I've
anybody
been
that.
there,
And then
sir.
every time
I've
when they
been there.
do,
It's
I
very
always feel some type of
uncomfortable.
way. It always happens.
I thought
It's
you
very
shots is always
uncomfortable.
black nose. So how we in this
Let me
position?
see.
Huh?
Huh?
Wait.
Anyway, I guess we just have different approaches So how we go about, dating and
Right,
the
right. It's
feelings
just the approach.
that are involved with it. To me, if I'm
Just
talking
the
to
approach
multiple
and what you're
people,
comfortable with.
yeah, then to me, eventually feelings and you might be like, okay, I'm feeling this person a little bit more. So to me, like people need to be honest with themselves. But like you said, some people drag it on. Some people like the idea of having multiple people that they can reach out to at any time. Morning guy, they have a night guy, and they live their best life. And to each his own. That's
So
your
the
problem.
way you define dating is basically getting to know somebody.
Getting to know somebody.
Yeah,
To me, when you're in a
I
committed
like that.
relationship, that's when you and that person, y'all commit. Like the two of us, we're exclusive. So that way, if you see me talking to somebody or that person that you're now in a committed relationship with is talking to somebody, then that can end up being, or that for me, that would be an issue. If we have sat down together and we're like, we are committed to each other, and then you're still entertaining somebody on the side, then is when I would get upset.
Definitely.
Everybody went silent. LOL.
Yeah.
Funny, funny,
So does
funny.
anybody have anything else that they would like to add to this conversation? No?